Ever wondered why you have multiple credit scores? Like, isn't one enough? You check one place, it's 720. Another? 680. What gives? Well, the answer lies in understanding the difference between credit bureaus, and today, we're zeroing in on one of the biggest names in the game, Equifax. Before we dive into Equifax specifically, let's establish some context. Imagine your credit history as a giant report card. It tracks how well you manage debt, things like loans, credit cards, even utility bills. Now, instead of one central school collecting all this data, we have multiple independent agencies doing the job. These are the credit bureaus. They're like separate schools keeping their own records. This is why you might see different scores. Each bureau might have slightly different information. In the U.S., there are three major credit bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. These are the big three, the titans of credit reporting. Each of them collects and maintains credit information on millions of consumers. While they all perform a similar function, there are key differences that set them apart. So, what makes Equifax unique? Let's break it down. First, let's talk about how these bureaus get their data. They don't just magically know your financial history. They receive information from various sources, including banks, credit card companies, lenders, and even public records. These sources are called data furnishers. Each bureau has its own network of data furnishers, and while there's significant overlap, there are also some unique relationships. This means that one lender might report to Equifax, but not necessarily to Experian or TransUnion. This is one of the primary reasons why your credit reports and scores can differ across the bureaus. Equifax, like the other bureaus, has cultivated a vast network of furnishers over decades of operation. Next, let's talk about the data itself. While the core information is generally the same, things like your payment history, amounts owed, length of credit history, new credit, and credit mix, the way this information is presented and interpreted can vary. Each bureau has its own proprietary scoring model. These models are complex algorithms that analyze the data and generate a credit score. While the FICO score is the most widely used, each bureau also has its own version of the FICO score, and sometimes even their own completely separate scoring models. Equifax, for example, uses the FICO score 8, as well as its own Equifax credit score model. This means that even if the underlying data were identical across all three bureaus, your scores could still differ due to the different scoring models used. Another key difference lies in how each bureau handles disputes. If you find an error on your credit report, you have the right to dispute it with the bureau that is reporting the incorrect information. Each bureau has its own process for handling disputes, and the speed and efficiency of this process can vary. Equifax, like the other bureaus, has an online dispute process, as well as options for disputing by mail. However, user experiences with these processes can differ, and it's worth researching recent reviews and reports on each bureau's dispute handling procedures. Now, let's address a common question: which bureau is the most important? The truth is, they're all important. Lenders often pull reports from multiple bureaus, sometimes even all three. This is especially true for major financial decisions like mortgages. So, it's crucial to monitor your credit reports with all three bureaus, not just one. You can get free copies of your credit reports from each of the three bureaus annually through annualcreditreport.com. This is a federally mandated service that allows you to stay on top of your credit health. Another thing to remember is that while the three major bureaus dominate the market, there are also smaller, specialized credit reporting agencies. These agencies might focus on specific industries, like tenant screening or employment background checks. These smaller agencies often pull data from the big three, but they may also have their own unique data sources. Equifax has been in the news in recent years, particularly regarding data breaches. In 2017, Equifax suffered a massive data breach that exposed the personal information of millions of consumers. This event highlighted the importance of data security and has led to increased scrutiny of credit bureaus' practices. It's crucial to stay informed about these issues and take steps to protect your own information, such as monitoring your credit reports regularly and using strong passwords. So, to recap, while Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion all serve the same basic function, collecting and maintaining credit information, they differ in their data sources, scoring models, and dispute resolution processes. It's essential to understand these differences and monitor your credit reports with all three bureaus. Don't just focus on one score, because lenders may be looking at multiple reports. Understanding the nuances between these bureaus can empower you to take control of your credit health. By regularly reviewing your reports, disputing errors, and understanding how your credit information is being used, you can make informed financial decisions and achieve your financial goals. Remember, your credit history is a valuable asset, and it's worth the effort to understand how it works. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.